Jai Shri Mataji. And welcome, one and all, to this session of collective meditation for the UK. With our attention fully in Sasrara. We can put our attention on the Sushumna channel. Which is the path of our Kundalini. From Muladhara to Brahmarandra. Let's all together collectively raise our Kundalini and tie it 3 times. And before we do the bandhan, let's just raise our Kundalini and pause a moment. So raise our Kundalini now. With our hands towards Mother, just have that awareness of the Kundalini flow, which puts us immediately into that stillness. And that awareness of the power flowing through us. The power of divine love flowing through us. As we say in the Bhajan, sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us. And just taking an instant to register that, and then now let's cover ourselves with the bandhan, putting our hand right over on the left and up and over and down to the right. So it's not a tiny bandhan, it's a big bandhan, covering ourselves completely with the Kavach of the Devi. Just take a moment to enjoy that collective silence. Feeling the strength of this silence. Through the palms of our hands, the tops of our heads, and most importantly, in our hearts, as we are all connected. All this is, of course, a manifestation of Sri Ganesha. So let's praise him now, just one time. We'll say Sri Ganesha's mantra all together. Om Tvameva Sakshat Sri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. We look forward to Sri Krishna Puja, which is still a month away or thereabouts. But already we can feel the vibrations in our Vishuddhis in anticipation of worshipping Sri Krishna and Sri Vishnu Maya. In particular, this is where we'll put our attention tonight. On the powers of Sri Vishnu Maya. And most importantly, on the dissolution of the guilt that builds up in all of us, even Sahaja-yogis. One could even say sometimes, especially Sahaja-yogis, because we know so clearly what is right and wrong, what is dharmic, what is adharmic, and every little thing, every little transgression, knowingly or unknowingly, builds up. We don't know why our system is so attached to guilt that it has to build these little bricks on the left side of our Vishuddhi, like a brick wall. But we know also that we have the power to dissolve them away. Thanks to Sri Vishnu Maya. We can feel it as a physical sensation on the left side. And even when we clear it, we feel that beautiful release and we become weightless. So let's first take the mantra of Sri Radha Krishna, followed by Sri Vishnu Maya. Even just saying her name just now, I felt a little release on the left side. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Radha Krishna Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishnu Maya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. And with the left hand towards Mother, we can go ahead with our right hand and give a little bandan to the left Vishuddhi. And throw away the negativity. Just 3 or 4 times. We'll give 7 bandans and then throw it into the ground. Sri Vishnu Maya, please remove all the guilt we feel for everything we did when we were 3 years old, all the way to whatever we did this morning. or whatever even we think we did. None of it exists. When we put our hand, which we can do now, on the neck, on the corner of the neck and shoulder, and turning our heads to the right, just as we do in the realization exercise, and we can say, Shri Mataji, I am not guilty. Shri Mataji, I am not guilty. Shri Mataji, I'm not guilty. And whenever we want, we can say this 16 times or 116 times. Because the power of our mantras is given to us by Sri Vishnu Maya herself. The power of using our voices to say affirmations and mantras. That is her power. So when we say, I am not guilty, we're absolutely in the present, and in the present, all of our so-called sins do not exist. And we speak the truth by the grace of Sri Vishnu Maya. And we vow, Mother, whatever it is, big or small, recent or long ago, even real or imagined, dissolve it now. That gives me this sense of guilt that human beings built up. Please dissolve it now. And I vow never to repeat any of the sources of this guilt. Sri Vishnu Maya shows us the truth. She does not want us to be guilty. Sri Mataji said this in the Sri Vishnu Maya talk in 1985. Sri Vishnu Maya does not want us to be guilty, to feel guilt. She wants us to affirm our best qualities. And she wants us to announce the advent of Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. There is no room for guilt when we use our voices in this way and allow our hearts to express ourselves through our hands in this way. Sri Mataji, by your grace, I am not guilty at all. Please cleanse me of all residue of guilt. Since I am the spirit, how can I be guilty? Sri Mataji, by your grace, let me be a detached witness and see all things as you do from the divine perspective. As William Blake has said, if the doors of perception were cleansed, everything will appear to man as it is, infinite. Sri Mataji, as you have taken us into your divine body, let me never feel small or insignificant, but part and parcel of the whole. Please let my words be filled with the sweetness that is genuine and filled with compassion. Srimataji, by your grace, awaken in me the power of divine discretion and divine diplomacy. Sri Vishnu Maya embodies the principle of the Rakhi. When the sister ties the Rakhi on the left wrist, and it must be the left wrist, this is where Sri Vishnu Maya resides. She becomes the protector of his chastity, and he the protector of her chastity. The relationship is very beautiful and pure. And when we say these affirmations and say, Srimataji, by your grace, we become filled with the grace and we become the grace. And in this state of grace, let's listen to a little bit of Mother's talk.
Because these people were horrid. To punish them was his job, and he did it without feeling guilty, without catching on the left vision. So whatever has to be done, has to be done. There's nothing to be sorry about. You don't have to be sorry at all. But whatever you feel, and if it is not expressed, that feeling properly, then you have to feel it in your heart so that it acts and works. This is, of course, for left Vishuddhi. But one thing we have to ask ourselves, how do we get rid of our left Vishuddhi? And when you start asking this question, why have I got left Vishuddhi? It is the surplus of your ego, as I have told. So try to watch what you have done. Try to see what you have said. Why did you do it? And then face it. And next time don't do it. So you won't have the guilt. Because guilt is nothing but a stored up mistakes. And like going to a priest and saying, I'm sorry, I did this, I did that. And again doing the same thing. It amounts to the same. Because then you don't correct yourself. I think open the windows will be better. This one. I'll make it quite warm for you. Thank you. I am also English, I must say thank you. So this amounts to one thing, to understand what mistakes you have committed, what your ego wants to feel bad about it, and then do not store it up, face it up and never do it again. Just be determined, I will not do it again, that's all. You have to just say, I will not do it again, whatever it is. face up to it and say that I will not do it again. That's the best way you can manage your left Vishuddhi. Another thing is the announcement. If you use your left Vishuddhi for announcement, there cannot be any guilt. Without feeling any guilt, without feeling nervous, without feeling funny about it, you have to go on telling about it. It works very well. We need not be now anymore afraid. Now I've been in this country 14 years, working in the West for 14 years, you can talk about it very freely. Today's only they gave me an example of that the musicians were coming, and while coming, one of them happened to go earlier, and they asked them, why are you going to London? He said, we are going to sing devotional songs to Sri Mataji. Who is Sri Mataji? He showed my photograph, finished. He never asked them for anything, didn't ask for their passport, didn't check them or anything. Another thing was when they came and the customs people were there, and they asked, where are you singing, where are you fixed? They said, we are not fixed anywhere. We are just going to sing our musical songs, our musical devotion for Mother, and we are going to sing songs to her, to Mataji Nirmala Devi. The fellow, who was an Englishman, in Hindi he said, "Theek hai, theek hai." So these things, announcement helps a lot. For example, wearing a badge or wearing a necklace like that or a ring itself is an announcement that you have found out the truth. And then, not only that, but also if you want, you should sometimes start wearing a sari, doesn't matter, sometimes kurta pajama, doesn't matter, on the streets. If you walk about, people will know. Now, some say that if you wear these things, then Mother has said, no, I never said so, that you cannot wear. If you like, you can wear, but there's a freedom to you. If you want, you can wear it, or if you don't want, you need not wear. But the trouble is, sometimes, like these Hare Rama, Hare Krishna women, and they used to wear these dresses and go about, but they were dirty, filthy, unwashed women. In a proper traditional way, if you wear saris, people will appreciate, definitely. Why not? They would like to see you in that saris. If you want, you can wear it. It will be a good idea for you to go about. There's no harm in wearing saris. I think it's very decent dress and makes a woman looks like a woman much more than pants and those jeans and things like that. So it doesn't matter. But then don't feel guilty with it. If you want to wear it with daring and with courage. Be a brave person. So only the brave people can get rid of their left Vishuddhi. Because you are brave, you are doing it. That's a culture that has to come. We like the saris, we'll wear. If we like the kurta pajamas now in this heat, to wear a three-piece suit, is it good? But you'll wear a three-piece suit with a tie, a perspiring. In India especially, I don't understand how the English can manage with the dress of England, wearing three-piece suits and with the ties. All right, some people can, but not all. Those who feel very cold can manage, but not everybody cannot do it. So why should you wear these dresses which are not suitable for you? But that doesn't mean in India I've seen people be wearing some sort of a so-called short and so-called short on top and moving about. That's stupid because it is indecent. So we cannot wear indecent dresses. We have to wear decent dresses but which are comfortable and decent. There is nothing like we are English, we are Indian, we are this. We are all universal beings. And once you accept this, suddenly you jump into the state of collective consciousness, into the state of Virat. Once Virat opens out, left Vishuddhi is finished. If you are a part and parcel of the Virat, how can you make mistakes? How can you be guilty? Because it is the Virat who takes over. He is the one. Supposing now in your hand something goes wrong, you don't blame your hand for it. What you blame is the body. The body has the problem and the body has to look after. The body takes over, it comes, repairs, looks after, circulates, whatever it is, pain, so whatever it is, the suggestion comes from the whole body. It's not that the only finger starts feeling guilty, it's the whole body. In the same way, once you jump into that state of Virat, into the state where you feel I am a part and parcel of the whole, Vishuddhi should drop out. left Vishuddhi should completely drop out. It has no place. It has no place. How can you alone feel guilty when you are part and parcel of the whole? What's the logic? You cannot feel guilty. If you are part and parcel of the whole, then the whole takes over. And this is where you can cut down your left Vishuddhi very well. So now we have to come to a point where we have to see what is our destiny. Sahaja Yogis have their destinies. Have you fulfilled your destiny? You have not come to Sahaja Yoga out of some sort of a fashion. You have not come to Sahaja Yoga out of some sort of a fan of Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. No. You have come here to be saints. Alright. And then, what is your destiny? Destiny is to become part and parcel of the whole. Have you become part and parcel of the whole? The collectivity part of it. You still are involved, supposing, into your own problems. I should have said this to my wife, to my children, to my house. Then you are not part and parcel of the whole. But if you just think of other people who are Sahaja Yogis, how nice they are all my brothers and sisters, we belong to one family, we have to be together, it's all one. Then what happens? The whole petty idea of feeling guilty and all that disappears into thin air. It's like one drop of something getting into the ocean. God knows where it has gone. It has become such a small speck of a stuff that you don't even see, don't even feel it what it is. So what one has to understand that we have to fulfill our destiny. And what is our destiny is? Our destiny is to become part and parcel of the whole. And that's how Vishnu Maya asserts herself, shines and announces. When you have become part and parcel of the whole, what is there to feel shy to tell about it? We are saints. Of course we are. Are you saints? Yes, we are. You have to talk about, Sahaja Yoga, I have to talk about me in a very open manner, not to feel shy about it. We have had sort of processions and all that in India, but here we dare not have any procession. In England, out of question, you see, I don't know, people feel very shy about it to have a procession, but supposing you have a procession, then what happens? Then you are just on the television as soon as you have a procession. To bring yourself on the procession, you have to announce and make it a collective effort to announce, then you are. But I would say you have to wait for 1 or 2 years more at the most, 1 year more. And then we have to go ahead with demonstrations, with telling people, announcing it, talking about it. This is what is Vishnu Maya. And if you start thinking tonight that what you are going to do about it, your left Vishuddhi will be clear now. So much so that I become deaf on my left ear, the way you people are sometimes feel guilty about it. Now don't feel guilty that we have not fulfilled our destiny. That's the trouble. Think about it positively. You see, when you feel guilty, you don't think about it positively, what I should have done, what I should have looked after, how I should have gone about it, how I should have gone further. So these things are very important to understand, that if you have to fulfill your destiny, first and foremost thing is you must think about it and understand about it, that what is your destiny? What have you to become? Because now you are Sahaja Yogis, you have got powers, even if you are caught up, whatever may be wrong, you can give realizations to others, you can do lots of marvels, you can show lots of creditable things that are never done. People can see for yourself that they are themselves, that they see that yourself is something, a magical box, that it can create so many things. It's true. But that is not your destiny. The destiny is to become the part and parcel of the whole. That's your destiny, and to be effective much more as a part and parcel of the whole. For that, first thing you should start is an announcement. I was sorry to hear that when They wanted to have a program and all that to be done. Only few people were there putting the posters. There should be some method in England, especially. England is a very uh, place where people are very sort of, because it's an island, you see, they also have their islands of their own. Everybody has an island, I find here. And they live in an island of their own. My family, my house, my books, my this, my that, my that. So they live in an island. Now, if you tell them that we are having this problem, oh, I have no time, I'm sorry, very busy, or something like that, then they feel guilty. Oh, I should have gone, after all this is this. Now you have joined a movement, a kind of a divine upsurge, which has to work out emancipation of the whole of humanity. Now, you cannot have such a mediocre effort, and because of that, you suffer everywhere. All those countries where people have taken a very great step forward have achieved every way. They have got money, they've got everything with them. But still, if you are worried about this and worried about that, then what happens? That your progress is stopped, in a way, deterred. So I would request you not to worry about anything. Just think, I have to become part and parcel of the whole.
Let's meditate in silence for 5 minutes. Mother, we humbly pray you. Please help us to find the perspective you describe. We look at all the terrible things in the world and think it's such a mess, and to what depths humanity has sunk. And we take this also onto ourselves. And thus, we pile on this cycle of guilt on our own behalf and on behalf of the whole of mankind. By giving us our self-realization, you have helped us to see who we are and from where we have come before taking our birth. We are part and parcel of this great whole. We come from your presence to take our birth, to work out the humanity. Through getting our self-realization, to destroy the negativity, not to succumb to it, not to worry about it, not to be afraid of it. Help us to remember in our everyday consciousness that we are the spirit, which is something huge. It's not something small. You have given us your powers. To repeat once again this line from William Blake, if the doors of perception were cleansed, as they have been through our self-realization, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite. So much greater than all these pettinesses that we see and that we cling to ourselves. And he goes on to say, for man has closed himself up till he sees all things through the narrow chinks of his cavern. We've all built our own prisons. Please, Sri Mataji, help us shake off the bonds and the locks and the bars that we surround ourselves with. There is great help and perception to be taken from another of the great realized poets, William Wordsworth, who talks about this perspective of being the spirit and the difference between getting drawn in to the negativity and shining over it. So I will share this with you tonight before we finish. I won't read the entire poem, but it's Ode on Intimations of Immortality from Recollections of Early Childhood. Because, of course, in childhood, we are so much closer to the spirit. We are so much closer to what we are before we take our birth. There was a time when meadow, grove, and stream, the earth, and every common sight to me did seem apparelled in celestial light, the glory and the freshness of a dream. It is not now as it hath been of yore. Turn wheresoe'er I may, by night and day, the things which I have seen I now can see no more. The rainbow comes and goes, and lovely is the rose. The moon doth with delight look round her when the heavens are bare. Waters on a starry night are beautiful and fair. The sunshine is a glorious birth. But yet I know where'er I go that there hath passed away a glory from the earth. Now, while the birds thus sing a joyous song, and while the young lambs bound as to the tabor's sound, to me alone there came a thought of grief. A timely utterance gave that thought relief, and again I'm strong. The cataracts blow their trumpets from the steep. No more shall grief of mine the season wrong. I hear the echoes through the mountains throng. The winds come to me from the fields of sleep, and all the earth is gay. Land and sea give themselves up to jollity, and with the heart of May doth every beast keep holiday. Thou child of joy, shout round me, let me hear thy shouts, thou happy shepherd boy. Ye blessed creatures, I have heard the call ye to each other make. I see the heavens laugh with you in your jubilee. My heart is at your festival. My head hath its coronal. The fullness of your bliss I feel it all. Oh, evil day if I were sullen, while the earth herself is adorning this sweet May morning, and the children are culling on every side in 1,000 valleys far and wide, fresh flowers, while the sun shines warm, and the babe leaps up on his mother's arm. I hear, with joy I hear. But there's a tree of many, one, a single field which I have looked upon. Both of them speak of something that is gone. The pansy at my feet doth the same tale repeat. Whither is fled the visionary gleam? Where is it now, the glory and the dream? Our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. The soul that rises with us, our life's star, hath had elsewhere its setting and cometh from afar, not in entire forgetfulness and not in utter nakedness, but trailing clouds of glory do we come from God, who is our home. Heaven lies about us in our infancy. Shades of the prison house begin to close upon the growing boy, but he beholds the light, and whence it flows, he sees it in his joy. The youth who daily farther from the east must travel, still is nature's priest, and by the vision splendid is on his way attended. At length, the man perceives it die away and fade into the light of common day. I urge you to read the whole poem. It's William Wordsworth, Intimations of Immortality. We can hear he's speaking of the spirit of Sri Ganesha, the innocence, with the doors of perception completely cleansed, and how, as Blake said, as we grow into adulthood, we close up our own vision. Shri Mataji, by your grace, please fill us over and over with your grace, so that we may once again see the sun as a rebirth each day, and let our hearts experience this rebirth so we can spread it far and wide. By the grace of our self-realization, you have made this possible and powerful. By the grace of Sri Vishnu Maya, you have given our voices the sweetness to make the announcement. This just came into my head, but why not? That our eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. All of us Sadh yogis have seen that glory, have seen her feet walk this earth. Mother's three great mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradaini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. And I pulled my ears because I didn't say the second mantra. Well, let's say it now. Why not? Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devye Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Mataji, I said it in the wrong order and I don't feel guilty. So let's just let's raise our kundalinis and put ourselves in Mandan, and then we'll put some music on and stay in meditation for a while, listening to the music, and that will play us out. Thank you, everybody, so much. I feel such vibrations from your attention, and Jai Shri Mataji. So blessed are we to have these shlokas from the talents of Nikki Wells. So let's play the one from Vishuddhi.
कस्तूरी तिलकम ललाट पत्तले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभम् नासाग्रे नवमौक्तिकम् करतले वेणुकरे कंकणम् सर्वांगे सर्वांगे हरिचन्दनं सुलालितम् कन्ते च मुक्ता गोपस्त्री परिवेष्टितो विजयाते गोपाल छोरा मानी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
माताजी दया करो, माताजी दया करो, मन में आन बसो, मन में आन बसो। मन में आन बसो माता जी दया करो तुम बिना लागे सुनो तुम बिना लागे सुनो खाली घट में प्रेम भरो खाली घट में प्रेम भरो माता जी दया करो मन में आन बसो माता जी दया करो तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको अब तो आकर बहादरो अब तो आकर बहादरो ओ माता जी माता जी माता जी दया करो माता जी दया करो तुम बिना लागे सुनो तुम बिना लागे सुनो खाली घट में प्रेम भरो खाली घट में प्रेम भरो माता जी दया करो मन में आन बसो माता जी तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानो मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको सारे जग में आन बसो मन में आन बसो माताजी 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 करो माताजी
So that brings our meeting this evening to a close. Jai Shri Mataji. Let's jettison all our guilt into the depths of the ocean and go forward in joy and pure brotherhood and sisterhood and collectivity and grace. Jai Shri Mataji.